Hey guys, check this out. This just in: Vladimir Putin signed a law banning Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a means of payment in Russia. Now, what does that mean? Probably nothing, as really what Putin does at this point really isn't seen as something logical. So I'm not too worried about that. But really giving you a quick market update despite that. Extreme fear in the marketplace sitting at 15, to be expected as we are in a bear market. But really looking at our charts, technical analysis, looking at these charts here, I still have Bitcoin potentially going lower. People sometimes see this red line as a bottom. I don't see that, as I see it mimicking, like I said before, mimicking what we did in May, and really just ranging like we saw right here, just ranging until finally breaking through our counter trend line. So we called it before. I don't see anything different happening. I see the same setup, really respecting this trend line, counter trend line, and potentially breaking through. So looking for a break and a clear break. So really, if we get to, I would say anything below, I would say about 18.5, that would kind of be that confirmation that, okay, we can make more lower lows. So that's definitely something I'm paying attention to. Not a lot of news, but really looking at the bubbles here, mostly red, some green. I don't know how green in this market, but quant up 62%, which is crazy. But quant went through some problems this year, so a recovery definitely is healthy for quant. So I'm glad to see that. But in this market, it just doesn't really make sense. But an all-time high of $376, that's pretty crazy. So definitely something to look out for. But looking at Celsius, some crazy news with Celsius as they filed for bankruptcy. What does that mean? Chapter 11 reorganization, and what that looks like is pretty much they're not going to be liable for their debts. So, I was looking into Celsius, but I definitely did not want to do it for receiving, receiving a percentage or 5% for placing my crypto with them. I think it holds true, not your keys, not your coins. And I think we've seen that, and we've seen a ton of crypto move off of centralized exchanges because of that. Especially with Coinbase saying, releasing that statement a few months ago saying that if something were to happen to Coinbase, if your crypto is left there, it becomes a part of Coinbase's property per se if Coinbase were to go under. So I think we've seen a lot of things move off of centralized exchanges, but with Celsius, it's really like what happened. What happened to the funds? Like, that's like the big question. There's allegations of fraud with KeFi taking Celsius to court, and you're going to see others take them to court. People that have had well over $1 million in Celsius. So it's just a matter of, you got people that are able to pay off their debts. So let's say they have a collateralized loan, but they have the crypto to cover the loan. Celsius isn't allowing them to pay off their loan, and this is why. So it's really like what happened to the money. CEO Alex Mashinsky has made public comments about whether depositors will receive any percentage of their funds back, and everything's just up in the air. So we'll see what happens, and this is just really not a good time to be going back and forth within the crypto space, especially when we have potential regulations coming, and this is just something that we should not want to be dealing with. And I feel sorry for all my friends that have put money in Celsius, but for me, I just didn't see the point. I was interested in collateralized loans, but at the same time, it's like, do I want to give up that ownership of my crypto? And that's kind of where I said no when I had people come to me, hey, you can take collateralized loans, this is a good idea. I just did not want to give up that ownership. So we'll see what happens there. Cardano making good progress when we look at the Vassal upgrade, and we look at pretty much everything that's happening in Cardano. When we look at Cardano, I definitely think that it's weathering the storm pretty well. It's continuing to make forward progress, and if we look at just overall the price action, just going on coin market cap quickly, looking at the price action and what Cardano has done, it's really maintained. It hasn't been a crazy drop off. It's been pretty consistent with every other altcoin and just really continuing and maintaining its value, sitting around 40 cents. I do expect a break below naturally. Hopefully, not hopefully, but I definitely want to accumulate more at a certain price point. And my price range for Cardano is around 30 cents. So we can pull this up real quick. My price for Cardano is breaking a clear break below this level of support that has really been respecting for a while now. And right here is really this entire level of support is just continuing to touch and continuing to just maintain that level and hold steady. Meanwhile, you've seen a lot of breaks in other altcoins, but Cardano has maintained this zone within this level around 43 cents. Now, I do see if there is a break below, with Bitcoin breaking below 18.5, I do see this breaking significantly below. It's maintained this 40 cents range for a while, and I definitely think is mimicking what Bitcoin's doing. If we look at Bitcoin and what we just went over, it's mimicking that like range. If you can see it here, this range is mimicking the same thing that we did in May. So it's just this range and not really going anywhere, showing signs of life and then pulling back. I definitely see a potential to break this counter trend line and go towards 14 grand. So, and that's contingent upon us staying and not breaking below 22.5. So if we break and close above 22.5, that changes everything for me. But that's definitely something to look at. But everyone's going to be talking about Vladimir Putin and really just banning Bitcoin as cryptocurrency as means of payment. That no one really cares about what Vladimir Putin's doing at this point, especially with the war in Ukraine, the senseless war. It doesn't really make a difference at this point. I think what does matter is that there is some guidance and some regulatory clarity on cryptocurrency. So I do expect to see that very, very soon, and really just continuing to make an impact as we see this global economic chaos that we're going through. So definitely something to look at. We'll see what happens in these markets. Just wanted to give you guys a quick market update and hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. We'll see you soon.